Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, so Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We were discussing Hud alayhi salam was 5 generations after Nuh alayhi salam, right? We discussed this in detail. And he also are the people, they were very big, huge, strong people. Allah Ta'ala blessed them with so much. But when they refused to accept, so when the punishment for not listening to Sayyidina Hud alayhi salam and insisting on kufr and shirk came down upon his people, he and his companions took refuge in the open area and closed with stakes. But strange that the stormy winds which were making palaces collapse of the columns would suddenly change pace and enter his enclosure gently. Sayyidina Hud alayhi salam and his companions kept sitting peacefully where they were even during the descension of the punishment without having to face any inconvenience. Subhanallah. It was after the destruction of the people they moved to Makkah to Mu'azzabah where they lived until death. So they left from there, they went to Makkah al-Mukarramah. Then the punishment for the people that came in the form of a windstorm has been explicitly and categorically mentioned in the Quran. Then there is the statement of Surah Al-Mu'minun, which follows the narration of the story of Surah Sayyidina Nuh alayhi salam. ثم أنشأنا من بعدهم قرنا آخرين. And after them we brought forth another generation. It seems obvious that another generation here means the people of Adam. So see what they say here is how they linking this up. See, after Allah Ta'ala spoke about the destruction of Noah alayhi salam, Allah Ta'ala says, ثم أنشأنا ثم أنشأنا من بعدهم قرنا آخرين. So after the destruction of Noah, we brought about other people. So it's refers to these are the other people that substitute after Noah. Most of the people of Noah alayhi salam was destroyed in this last. Remember, so Allah Ta'ala brought another creation, and this other creation was who? It was the people of Ad. So it seems obvious that another creation here means the people of Ad. Then after having given a view of the word indeed, he said, فَأَخَذَتْهُمُ الصَّيْحَةُ بِالْحَقِّ. So this, and then when they also became disobedient, and when they didn't want to listen, then a harsh and horrifying sound struck them. Based on this statement of the Quran, some commentators said that the punishment that was set upon the people of Ad was that of a sayha, extremely harsh and screaming sound. But there is no contradiction. It's possible that they both came to pass. So it could be that this referred to, if we say that this creation after Noah was Ad, then it's referring to the same people. But if it was somebody else, then we say both of them were afflicted by this punishment. Are you with me, right? There was a brief account relating to the people of Ad and Sayyidina Hud salam. This was brief. Its details as given in the following words on the Quran. So this what we said now is briefly here, but the full details. وَإِلَىٰ عَادٍ أَخَاهُمْ هُودًا قَالَ يَا قَوْمِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ مَا لَكُم مِّنْ إِلَٰهٍ غَيْرُهُ. And we sent the brotherhood. He said, "Oh my people, worship Allah Ta'ala. You have no God other than Him, so do not fear Allah Ta'ala." Right? So do you not fear Allah Ta'ala? So the grave punishment sent upon the people of Sayyidina Nuh alayhi salam, much before the people of Ad was still alive in the minds of the people of this time. Therefore, Sayyidina Nuh had no need to describe the severity and gravity of the punishment sent upon disobedience. Therefore, Sayyidina Nuh had no need to describe the severity and gravity of the punishment sent upon disobedience. He considered quite sufficient to say, "Do you not fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala?" So the punishment that Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam's people had received was still fresh in the minds of the people. That's why Allah Ta'ala said, or rather, Nuh Adam didn't say, that this will happen, or don't you fear Allah Ta'ala? Because if you don't fear Allah Ta'ala, remember what happened to the people of Noah, the same will happen to you. Right, then the next verse there says, قال الملأ الذين كفروا من قوم إنا لنراك في سفاهة وإنا لنظنك من الكاذبين. So Hud alayhi salam was advising his people. He was, but they were saying, no, you are the study one. You are the study one that is coming with study stories. Right? See, said the chiefs of the people who disbelieve, indeed we see you in foolishness, and we certainly believe you to be one of the liars. Now, if you look at the second verse, it was said, قال الملأ الذين كفروا من قومه إنا لنراك في سفاهة وإنا لنظنك من الكاذبين. Said the chiefs of his people who does believe, indeed we see you in foolishness, and we certainly believe that you are one of the liars. This stance taking opposition here resembles the one taken by the people of Noah Islam. The only difference is the words. So what he's saying is, remember also Noah salam, his people, when he began inviting them towards Allah Ta'ala, and he was warning them about the imminent punishment if they did not obey, etc., etc., they echoed similar sentiments. It's what you're talking, you are, a foolish old man that is just talking nonsense, like how today maybe if you advise somebody that, look, you can't do this, this is haram, that you must obey Allah Ta'ala, and you say, oh man, you're old fashioned, you come with your old stories, what nonsense is this? We are living in the 21st century. People don't dress like that anymore. People don't eat like that anymore. We have different values now. We have values. So something similar. So the same sentiments will be echoed in different words. The same that you are a foolish old man talking nonsense, telling us we must sit and eat, or we mustn't walk and eat, or that we mustn't have our hair like this, or you mustn't dress like this, and or we mustn't engage in this type of business dealings. This is haram, this is interest, etc. All right. So then the next verse he says, قال يا قوم ليس بي سفاهة ولكني رسول من رب العالمين. That he said, oh my people, there's no foolishness in me, but I'm a messenger from the Lord of the world. In other words, this message I'm giving to you about coming to the obedience of Allah Ta'ala, accepting Allah Ta'ala as one, and following the laws of Shariah, this is not on account of me losing my mind, or I'm delusional, or something that I'm conjuring up, or something that I'm giving you on my own, from my own side. I'm a messenger of Allah Ta'ala, and this is the message I'm bringing to you. This is the message. So it is a reply which appears, and even the same reply appears in verses 67 and 68, which Nuh alayhi salam. So very similar message. Nuh alayhi salam gave to his people, and he got the same response also. He got the same. So then he says, أُبَلِّغُكُمْ رِسَالَاتِ رَبِّي وَأَنَا لَكُمْ نَاصِحٌ أَمِينٌ. I convey to you the messages of my Rabb, وَأَنَا لَكُمْ, and I am for you a sincere, honest advice. In other words, look here, when I am saying this, I got no agenda. When I tell you this is haram, when I tell you this is not permissible, that you're not allowed to do this action, keep it simple, etc., I'm not going to get anything out of it. I'm not going to benefit from that. I'm not going to enrich myself. I'm only doing it for your own good. Right? أَنَا لَكُمْ نَاصِحٌ أَمِينٌ. I'm doing it for your own good. Then he said, أَوَأَجِبْتُمْ أَنْ جَاءَكُمْ ذِكْرٌ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ عَلَى رَجُلٍ مِّنكُمْ لِيُنذِرَكُمْ. Right? Right? Are you surprised? Do you wonder that an advice from your Lord has come to you through a man from amongst you that he may warn you? And remember when he made you successors after the people of Noah, you are surprised that a person from amongst you is advising you. Who's he to tell me? But remember, Allah Ta'ala made you after Noah alayhi salam was destroyed, and so not he was destroyed, but his people was destroyed. You were the successors, and he made you successors after the people of Noah, and he gave you increased strength in physics. So be mindful of the bounties of Allah Ta'ala, so you that may you be successful. So Allah Ta'ala has granted those bounties upon you, not so that you must disobey him, not that you must turn against him, so that you become obedient to him. Once again, the objection of the people of Aad mentioned in the first verse is the same as the raised by the people of Sayyidina Nuh alayhi salam before him. That is how can we take a human being like us as superior? Had it been an angel, maybe we would have done that. In answer to this, what the Quran has mentioned is the same reply of Nuh alayhi salam to his people. We have said that there's nothing to be surprised about the fact that a human being comes to people as the prophet or messenger of Allah Ta'ala, to put fear in their hearts, because a human being who can convince other humans effectively. So he's saying, don't be surprised that a human being has come to you. It is a sunnah of Allah Ta'ala that a human being can convince a human being. An angel can't convince a human being. An animal can't convince a human being. It's just a man will relate to a man. So a human has come to warn you. After that, they were reminded of the blessings of Allah Ta'ala, right? So Allah Ta'ala then reminds him, وَاذْكُرُوا إِذْ جَعَلَكُمْ خُلَفَاءَ مِنْ بَعْدِ قَوْمِ نُوحٍ وَزَادَكُمْ فِي الْخَلْقِ بَسْطَةً. Remember when he made you successors after Nuh alayhi salam, وَزَادَكُمْ, and increased you in stature. فَاذْكُرُوا آلَاءَ اللَّهِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُفْلِحُونَ. Remember the favors of Allah Ta'ala so that you may be successful. Remembering these blessings would have been for their own good. Right? So if they had to think and ponder and reflect upon the favors of Allah Ta'ala, that would have been benefit them. But the wicked and intoxicated with power and wealthy, as they were paid no heed and gave a reply which was no different from that which is generally given by people who gone astray. But they, like how astray people, how they fabricate with their own stories, same thing here. They said if Sayyidina Hud was trying to win them away from the faith of the ancestors and hoping that they would abandon the idols and came around to believe in just only one God, then this they would never be able to say, if you are trying to take us away, right? So see, first Guru, if you think you can take us away from our gods, take us away from our ways of our ancestors, then you are dreaming. You will never be successful. We will hold firm. We will hold firm onto the ways of them. We will not leave their ways. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the English. Read the Arabic, inshallah. إلى قوم نوح نوحا. Right. So similar how we sent Nuh alayhi salam to his people to remind them to come back onto the straight path. We send Hud alayhi salam to the people of Ad also to remind them to come back to the straight path, right? Right. So this is the Quran speaks about Ad in al-Ula. These are the people. Ad in al-Ula are the people that came just after Nuh alayhi salam, 5 generations after Nuh alayhi salam, right? أولاد عاد الذين كانوا يأوون للعنف بالبر. Right, so these are the first are وهم أولاد عاد. They're actually the children of Ad. We done this here, the children of Ad of Iram. That's who, right? Those people as we're talking about, that one of the ancestors was Ad of Iram, right? الذين كانوا يأوون إلى الأمد في البر. Those ones who sought refuge Amad to the palace and the land. And that was when the heavy winds came, right? Yeah. So see, Allah Ta'ala speaks about them. Alam tara kayfa fa'ala rabbuka bi'ad. Didn't you see what your Rabb done with the people of Ad? Right? Irama dhatil imad. The people of Ad and Iram dhatil imad, the possessors of huge pillars, right? التي لم يخلق مثلها في البلاد. Such people, their likeness was not created before. Allah Ta'ala made them huge, big, strong. They would carve out what? Places in the mountains. That was because of the لشدة بأسهم, the excessive strength and the power. Yeah, subhanallah. Allah speaks about this, about the power, the strength He granted him. فَأَمَّا عَادٍ, as for Ad, فَاسْتَكْبَرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ, they became proud and arrogant in the land. بِغَيْرِ الْحَقِّ, without any right to do that. وَقَالُوا مَنْ أَشَدُّ مِنَّا قُوَّةً, and they said, who is stronger than us? We are the most powerful, strongest people. Nobody can tell us anything, right? Right. Well, their houses was in Yemen, in a place called Asqaf, right? فإن هود عليه السلام, Hud عليه السلام is actually buried here in Yemen, right? Yeah. So Hud عليه السلام was the prophet that was sent to them, and he was from amongst the most noble in lineage. He was from amongst the most noble in lineage. Now, remember, there's an interesting story also when when Abu Sufyan had gone to Damascus, had gone to Jerusalem, Baitul Maqdis for business, and Abu Sufyan called him and said, "Tell us about this Nabi. What is his nasab?" He said he is from amongst the noble people. That is those people that come, they're like honorable people. Sometimes a person don't have to be rich, or maybe he's not, or he don't have to have power, or he's not like, maybe like from a certain family, but just people know that these people are honorable people. They're not tricksters. They're not chances. They are good people. So this is what. So he said. So when Abu Sufyan said, no, he's from a noble family, good people. Not for, even though we were not, Islam was not there at that point in time. So not Muslims, so to say, but they are not like no chances, strictest evil people, people that do you in. So then Abu Sufyan, then Herakl said, yes, according to the divine scriptures, it is a sunnah of Allah Ta'ala that the prophets always emerge from noble families, people who are like people of nobility, honorable people, not sharir people, people that have got no moral scruples, they will sell you out for nothing. So same thing here we see. Hud alayhi salam also, he was from a noble family, from an honorable family. Okay, I just have to stop there. Anazim is here. Continue tomorrow, inshallah.